Alright, hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. I've got some bombshell footage for you guys today. Just came into my hands tonight, and I'm really at a loss for words here. You guys want some crazy, legitimate, non-blurry UFO footage of more than just some faint dot in the night sky? Well, I think we may have, I don't know, possibly one of the most fascinating and best UFO clips that I've ever posted. So, before I play this clip, let me give you a little background of it. So, I was sent this by a couple of different people who watched it on the original poster's YouTube channel, and then I got an email from the source of the footage himself. And the guy who recorded this, his name is Mike. Well, he's actually from Bucharest, which is the capital city of Romania. But Mike is his English name, so that's what we'll go by. And what Mike does is he works on drones for a living. He has his own company. And so he had a customer who wanted him to build a drone and mount this thermal camera to it. And so as he was playing around and testing the camera, he was taking some footage of the sky when he captured something that I can only describe and he could only describe as unnatural, unearthly, and well, I'll go ahead and let you watch his original video where he does a great job of analyzing the footage, and we will talk more afterwards, so be sure to stay tuned because I've got a lot more to talk about here.
Avem în față o imagine de pe o cameră termală. Practic vedem căldura, cerul, norii sunt calzi, sunt albi și spațiul este negru. Observați cum se mișcă acești nori de tip altocumulus cu o viteză estimată de 62 de km pe oră și uitați ce se întâmplă. Acum am luat camera în mână, nu am observat nimic, camera stătea sprijinită pe mașină, dar haideți să vedem la replay. Deci practic o formă în formă de L zboară prin nori și devine vizibilă doar în momentul în care intră în nori. Dacă ne uităm la dimensiunile celor mai mari avioane comerciale existente, ele au o anvergură de aproximativ 79-80 de metri, ceea ce face o aripă în jur de 30-35 de metri. Vedeți avionul la scară, cum ar arăta la altitudine de 5 km față de obiectul respectiv, deci comparația este evidentă, la fel și unghiul aripilor și lipsa fuselajului și ampenajului orizontal și vertical din spate. Acesta este echipamentul folosit, este o cameră termală conectată la un monitor LCD alimentată cu o baterie litiu-polimer și un înregistrator NTSC pe SD card. Toate prinse pe un suport. Parametrii camerei termale îi vedeți. Tipul de nori prin care s-a zburat este altocumulus, undeva către 5-6 mii de metri. Cum funcționează camera termală? Se observă pământul rece, norii luminoși, calzi, există clădiri calde și clădiri reci. Observați furnalele care sunt fierbinți, cât de puternic luminează față de copaci. Ce părere aveți despre ceea ce ați văzut pe cer? Lăsați-vă comentariul sau întrebările și o să vă răspund.
How is that for a hell of a good piece of UFO footage? You guys have been asking for it and we finally got it. You know, that's one of the main reasons why I don't post as much UFO footage these days is because I'm always waiting for a smoking gun or just a really good piece. And so as you just saw, just to quickly recap here, he's shooting the sky and he captures through the clouds sort of indirectly this chevron or vector shaped object moving through the sky at what he concluded, rough guesstimate, to be around 5 kilometers up in the sky, or 3.1 miles. He gives us a clear example and set of facts as to why this is not a commercial plane, and set aside the fact that it's not even in the shape of a commercial airliner. This thing's more of like an L. It's not even a full V. But aside from that, and as he so perfectly states, at this altitude, when you're videoing a plane, even the largest commercial planes, they only show up usually as a faint dot. Whereas this object is massive. And after speaking with him through Google Hangouts, he believes that this object was massive. And as I spoke with him in the chat, I asked him point blank, you work on drones for a living, you operate a company where you build these things for customers. The company, by the way, is called FAE Drones, out of Bucharest. And I said point blank, in your opinion, does this look like any drone that you have ever seen? And his answer was a resounding no. Now, whatever this thing is, it was bigger than a commercial airliner, moving faster than a commercial airliner, and had a completely different heat signature. And that basically what we're seeing here is not a direct view of the craft itself, but indirectly through the clouds, because as he pointed out, we only see the craft once it moves into and through the clouds. As opposed to when it's outside of the clouds, it was invisible. But as soon as it goes into the clouds, he believed that the heat coming off of this thing was vaporizing and heating up the surrounding cloud, which kind of gave us this indirect view of the object, which otherwise would have been invisible. And he said it was totally invisible to his naked eye, made no sound whatsoever, and was completely mind-boggling. And as you guys have been watching this looped over shot of this thing, this L-shaped craft, and just like so many times before, you point one of these cameras at the sky and you monitor it long enough, you are bound to see something amazing, something unknown, something that is not your typical aircraft, and that's what we have here. And you know, we've spoken about the V or vector or chevron in the past. As many of you know, NASA's official logo, which is sometimes called the meatball insignia, is one of many logos that utilize the vector or chevron symbolism. And when you look for the official explanation behind this symbol and why it is featured so prominently in the space agency's insignia, we are told by NASA that the red chevron is meant to represent aeronautics, as it was the shape of the latest design in hypersonic wings at the time the insignia was created in 1959. But when you do a little bit more digging, you find that there's much more to this symbolism. And it should be noted here that NASA is by no means the only space agency on Earth that has coincidentally adopted some variation of this vector symbol. And when you do a little research, you find that virtually almost every single other space agency on Earth have in their logos prominently displayed this exact same red chevron symbol. And we're talking from the Russians, to the Europeans, to the Indians, to the Chinese, the Japanese, Taiwan, the French, the Swiss, and the list goes on. Furthermore, over the decades, the various manned space programs have also been compelled and found to find ways of incorporating the vector into the design of their official insignias, seals, logos, and patches. Now, what is most interesting about this symbol is that it is not only featured in logos and patches and insignias, but it has been seen in the form of UFOs in space and above Earth. And it would appear that the vector symbol may have far deeper and far-reaching implications than we could have ever imagined. Here you're seeing some photographs from the astronauts out in space. This is one of the most famous photographs where we see one of these vector-shaped UFOs reflected on the astronaut's visor, and it's actually caught in two separate shots. So you're seeing the first one here, and we'll cycle to the next one. Here's the next one. And again, we see that this is a solid object sitting in space, captured in two separate photos. We've also seen them moving through space and on Earth cameras, as you're seeing in this clip here. And they've also been found on and over the moon. Here's another very famous photograph taken while they were riding around on the rover, where in the distance, and when you blow up the image, you can see sitting in the sky or passing by this long green chevron craft peeking out of the darkness. So as you can see, the chevron symbol has a lot of mystery behind it. And with this amazing new bombshell piece of footage, I think that mystery just went a little bit deeper, and I want to give a big thanks to Mike for letting me know about it. I will post a link down below to his channel. Go ahead and check it out, and he is going to keep in touch with me and see what more he can capture using this thermal technology. So with that, thank you guys for watching today. It's been a privilege to show you this footage, and let me know what you think. So stay tuned, subscribe, share, and I will see you all back in just a bit.